really matter. Take life one day at a time. Ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing? Join me as I go inside one of the new businesses in the inner city of Springfield, located on the corner of Orleans and Union Street. It's called Spappa. And we're going to go in and talk to the owners and share information with you, for you. Spappa, a new business in the inner city.
Yes, I have heard. That's not heard of the rice. And do you want regular rice? Okay. All right. I have it here. What model something up, please?
Huh?
What model something up?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? This is, you know who I am, the culture Dr. Samuel Ray Bass, and it's a beautiful, beautiful Saturday here in Springfield. And with me tonight, this afternoon, I'm here to discuss something I always like to do, which is to introduce new entrepreneurs to the community and to shed light on what they're doing, but also let you know that a lot of positive things are going on. And right here on the corner of Orleans and Union Street is a new Caribbean or Jamaican? Jamaican restaurant called Spappa. And I'm sitting with Sandra, who is an owner, one of the owners, and we're going to just find out a little bit more about the Spappa concept. But also, I told Sandra I'd like to ask a few questions about where she's from, why she's here in Springfield, and what she sees as the future. Sandra, my pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
What is your last name?
Harvey.
Sandra Harvey. And I told Sandra when I was doing the interview, when I started, I said being in the communications most of my life in media, I said she's got half the battle done by having a personable personality. You have to have that in business. So I just wanted to acknowledge that, Sandra.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, tell the audience on Inside the Urban Bottom Line, where are you from?
Well, I'm originally from Jamaica, and I came here when I was, like around 6 years of age when I came here. Well, this is not actually my dream. It's actually my husband's dream. Mm-hmm. And I'm, anything that he's a part of, I'm going to be a part of it also. Mm-hmm. So, as a small business, we have to capitalize on ourselves first before we can do anything else for anyone else. So, with that being said, I would rather you talk with him and have him come in so we can have a conversation with him right now. Let's go. Well, I introduce him because he's kind of sick right now, so let's just introduce him as a face. Okay. His name is right here. Here's the name.
My name is Bill.
His name is Bill.
You got a little cold coming up.
Yeah. His name is Bill, and he's actually one of the owners for Spappa Restaurant. He's also the chef. He's also the chef, the one that does everything. So
I cook the food.
Anything that happens at this particular restaurant, this particular spot, if you purchase something and you see that we could do improvement on it, we would like to hear your input on it. So the chef is here, the owners are always on premises, and everything like that. So whatever it is, we could always fix it.
That is wonderful. I just believe, I have faith that you all are going to do well.
Yes.
She's the spokesperson.
She's the spokesperson now. That's the bottom line there, boy. That's all good. How long you been cooking, Bill?
I've been cooking from Jamaica. From growing up, been cooking.
Who taught you?
My mom and my sister.
So I'm going to introduce you to the sister that actually gave him the lessons in cooking.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So her name, get her for me. Her name is actually June Campbell. So she's gonna come over and she's gonna introduce herself, and to let everybody know. Come on, June.
Yeah, she's one of my teachers.
She's actually is mentor in a lot of different things. You know, as an older sister and in everything that is being done, she's actually a mentor for him. So those are some of the things that is going on.
Can I add an interject here that Sandra could be in television? See, seriously, when I see people, you know, I'm not being arrogant about what I've been around, and I know the spirit will. And when I see people that can be on camera and have a personality, your wife could do that.
Yeah, and she could be a lawyer too.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the lawyer personality too.
Yeah.
Strong.
Can you?
Can I come in there?
Yeah, you put her on camera, please. Customers that comes in a lot, you know, and
What's her
she's
name?
also from Jamaica. Her name is Carol.
Carol.
Just turn around and say hi real quick, Carol. Hi. See, everybody's a little bit shy.
Yeah, everybody doesn't like cameras.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
but this is really great. And you said she taught you, and
My mom, yep.
how long you been in the medical?
30 years.
30 years.
Yeah.
You're strong too. Boy, you always know joke. Let me ask you another question I have. Why do you think that so many, I've noticed that so many people of all races love Caribbean, Jamaican food? What is it?
Because we are the best chefs.
Say that again.
Say it again, Carol. Just say it like the way you
Because we are the best chef. We know how to cook.
Know how to cook?
We wash our meat before we cook it. And these people here don't wash their meat.
Okay, that's the
Yes.
bottom line.
Yes.
And
we got the seasoning.
The
from
seasoning.
Yes. We make our seasoning, our jerk seasoning
From
from
scratch.
scratch.
Yeah, the natural
Yeah.
ingredients.
And we like spicy.
That's right. So I've noticed that everybody of all races of people love Jamaican Caribbean food.
Yes.
And that's one of
especially
the
our
answers.
Australian beef
Absolutely.
and a curry girl, curry chicken,
That's right.
chicken with soup.
I know that's right. This is a wonderful Saturday. Y'all, you're getting your worth on this
Yeah,
one.
it's a family oriented.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
Okay.
family.
Family.
On a sweet potato pudding.
Oh,
Bye.
nice talking to you. Another television personality. Oh, that was
Yeah, the seasoning make a difference. The ingredients, the seasoning, what you put in the food, make a big difference.
You know what else? Honestly, I know the seasoning make a difference, but when you cook with love and you have a passion for cooking, so the love with the seasoning and a passion for cooking makes your food flawless.
Yeah, you have to
That's
cook
it.
with love.
tender loving care.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what it is. It goes with everything goes with that. So seasoning, love, and passion.
Passion.
One love.
That's
I'm gonna
exactly.
tell you something. One love I've enjoyed in my pleasure of relaxing in life is when I can get to go to the Caribbean.
Right.
And all over.
Right.
I enjoy the Caribbean
Right.
personality, the whole
Yes.
spirit of the
Yes.
Caribbean. Gives a brother or sister
Yes.
a chance to rest.
Yes.
And the other part I like about it is the pace. You know,
Okay.
in America, it's being New England, you know, it's
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. And in Jamaica and Caribbean, I know Caribbean people have more appreciation for the joy of life. A little bit at a time, you know.
Yeah.
She's shy.
Yeah, she's shy.
Just put a camera
Just
on.
for, give me
Just give me 2 seconds.
3 minutes, June.
Yeah,
Just so you're in the shot, because we were putting this, hey, this is for business, this is a blessing.
Come on, June.
she's my teacher.
So over here is actually, her name is Catherine, but we call her June because she's actually, I would say, the original teacher for this young man right here.
Yep.
The original teacher.
Yeah.
So, and the other person over there is the other gentleman that is very shy on camera. So we're not trying to put him too much in there, but that's Mr. Wilson and that's my brother-in-law. So
Mr. Wilson,
yeah.
hey brother. Like
So,
one love.
Yeah. So like it says with Jamaica in our food, out of many, one people. So that's with our food. So we want to be the Caribbean restaurant that stands out with our authentic dishes that we have, you know?
It's called Stop a Gap.
Stop a Gap.
How'd you come up with the name?
Okay, so the reason why we came up with the name Stop a Gap, my husband and I were actually listening to a program in Jamaica, and a restaurant was called that. And they asked the same question that you asked, why did they come up with the name? And he stated that
when you eat our food, your belly's gonna be so full before you get home to eat anything else. It's gonna just last you throughout the day. It's fulfilling.
Stop the gap.
So that's what it says. You're hungry, our food will stop that hunger.
What's the address here?
So it's 535 Union Street. We're right across the street from the Dunbar and right next to New Orleans Street. So we're right there.
Got a phone number you want to give out to those that want
And
to try to stop the gap?
so we have menus also. I need the phone number, guys. The phone number is 413-555-3282. Once again, the number is 413-455-3282.
Wonderful. You know, I'm running doing another shoot, but I'm gonna come back and try that. What's it? Etchafish?
Oh, escabeche fish?
Yeah, I'll be back
Okay,
to
can we
taste the
can
food.
we give him one on the house?
Don't later on.
No, but that's what I'm saying. We're gonna prepare it for you, so I'm just not asking them to do it for you. So you want the escabeche fish. So we have different types of fish. We have the escabeche fish. We also have brown stew fish. We have steamed fish. But the thing is, we make those on the premises, order to go, because we don't want the fish to be sitting here waiting for you. So we want you to have something fresh. So when you comes in, it's gonna be fresh for you waiting because it's seafood, you know. So we don't really mess with seafood. So whenever you call, you order, and then that is catered to you. So that's
You know,
just it.
I'm pleased to introduce Stop a Gap. And what I was gonna say, I'll come back, let you on another week or so, let y'all do some business, and then get the dish.
All right, yes.
Yeah, let's do it that way. You know what I mean?
So you want to try? Do you want to try something just to taste it, just to see that we're authentic? Our food is, you know, on the house. Give me
We
something.
want a little piece of something to go.
Something.
Yeah.
So Mr. Bass is gonna be like, hey, stop that guy.
Okay.
So here we have homemade carrot juice and ginger beer, and it's made on the spot here.
Oh, wow.
And then this one is our Irish mosh, made with sea moss, seaweeds. It's good for, like the Caribbean men would say, it's good for a lot of different things that I would,
my.
So the Caribbean men swear by these things, and you know, come over here and you tell them. My husband would say it's really good for.
It's good. It boosts your sex drive and it makes
The bottom line
it's
here,
really good.
So
you got it from the horse's mouth right here at Stop a Gap,
Yeah.
Yeah.
located on Union Street.
535 Union Street, right
That's
across
right.
the street from Dunbar and New Orleans. So here I'm giving Mr. Bass, so he's gonna come back and tell us how he enjoy the homemade drink that June makes here on the premises, and he will give us the feedback of what's going on, and will always elaborate on, you know,
Bottom line, we're gonna show up, let you know.
yeah.
I already know. I can tell by the spit. I've enjoyed this Saturday afternoon. This has been more than just bringing you a little sponsorship. This has been an afternoon on a Saturday. Wonderful time, wonderful people, and I will be back. Hope you
And-
stop by and see the people at Stop.
Okay, so this is his Stop a Gap. So he's just having a little bit of Stop a Gap to go home with. How you think, right?
Thank you. Ooh, man, it smells delicious.
So this is actually stewed chicken with her rice and peas and cabbage right now, but he's just gonna have a little taste of it, you know.
Thank
And then when he comes back, he will actually have dinner with us. you know.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much. You
All
all.
right.
Thanks again. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here again on Inside the Urban Bottom Line. It's a Sunday afternoon. I'm here getting my, shall I say, food from the teacher of Kung Fu and Tai Chi and everything else, and values of life that I've learned. So I thought it was an appropriate time after about 10 years to get an update on this gentleman, instructor Sifu Lissandro Vega, that I've shared with you over the years. My family, they want to know who he is. Who is this man that, Sam Bass has said that I respect so much, and that I value his judgment, and being the life that I've led as an entrepreneur and a man, a free man, has walked his own journey all his life. Many of you understand how important that is for me to say that to who you listen to in life. And that's from a spiritual standpoint, And that's just the bottom line. You have to be careful who you take advice from in life. That's wisdom. That's the bottom line. So I thought it would be appropriate before we began class I called Sifu the other day and told him I had an update that we're always trying to, not just about me, but always trying to help and share information with people. And what I valued over my 10 years studying under Sifu, but also being in media and sharing with you from print, radio, and TV and community. So I called him up and I said that things that I've learned about martial artists, I'm still a baby. I consider myself what you talk about men that have been 30, 40 years, 35 years maybe? or 40, 35 years maybe. Well, I don't want to get into numbers either, that doesn't matter. But I said the other day, I went through journeys, because as I told Sifu the other day when I called him, very important as you look at life and what's going on in the world with, violence and issues of people and just things that going on in the world that are not all good. So I said to him that as grown up as a child myself, playing football and sports, watching TV, I always believed, and as many of you do, that martial arts and the concept of martial arts and the force and the power in it and everything was, the ultimate end was to be destructive to another individual. And today I'm here to be able to say that it's not so. And if I could ask Sifu to just piggyback on what I said the other day about that I really believe, and most people do still today think that martial arts, if you watched it and didn't know that, the whole dynamic of it seems like your ultimate goal is to destroy someone. I mean, let's get deep, because I said this the other day to Sifu, because I believe that. I believed, if you're a peaceful person and then someone attacks you or your family, then depending on your, your nature, whatever, or protect yourself, that your object was to destroy that individual. Talk to me.
Well, yes, martial arts have a long history. The very beginnings, as its name implies, is martial from military. But it has transformed over the years into many different things. And but very early on, the warriors, they were fighting to defend their families. They were fighting to defend themselves, their communities. So it wasn't about destroying someone else. It was about defense and protect the people they loved. So at the end of the day, it was about love and not destroying anyone. So coming from there, then evolved into something a little more personal, self-development in general, mind, body, spirit. Later on, these martial skills and lessons learned in the battlefield got to the temples like Shaolin Temple or the Wudan temples, and where it gets now mixed with the philosophies as well. And so creating philosophical method of training, but also physical from the martial, and then put it all together, creating a completely new method of developing yourself, your community. So yes, it was as the monks, for example, they did not believe in violence, but they knew that violence was a real issue, and they had to defend the temple many times. And so it was very common that they had vandals at that time, and no one was going to come to their rescue if that happened, so they had to do it themselves. But they tried to do it in the most peaceful way possible. So like the monks learned to use weapons, but they would try not to use them. The only weapon they tried to use was the staff, because they could control instead of a sword. But they learned to use all of the weapons so that they knew how to defend against it. But when they travel outside of the temple, sometimes it wasn't not just only people will attack them, but also maybe animals. There were tigers, wild animals out there. And so they needed to defend themselves, but they didn't want to kill or harm anything, not even an animal. So that peaceful they were. And so they will use a staff instead. Instead of they try to kill an animal, that they will avoid that. So they value life tremendously. And same thing with the old warriors thousands of years ago. They were in the business of war, life and death, but they valued life. And so they knew how valuable it was. And they described in some of the books, like the Sun Tzu, for example, how valuable life is. And if you can avoid a violence confrontation, do that. And that was a strategy that they displayed in that book. So,
Well, you know, and I've said to people, you know, like they watch the program, people have been watching it for a while because I've had a number of shows on here. And I've said to myself personally, studying, I'm a people watcher, but I also know the environment I am. You're one of the most peaceful, calm men I've ever met, but fierce, tenacious you are, believe me. And so you have to learn, that's why life is about learning to respect all people. You never know who you're dealing with out in this world. To bring it to present day, good explanation there about the beginning, but today you have society, community, inner city, things going on, wars, gangs, people don't like each other, cultural, racial things, all the things going on. And I just, today I was thinking yesterday, you know, I said, well, some people ask me, why did I wait till at this point in life to get into martial arts? Because a lot of people just think it's about, you know, just going out and trying to be a badass, as they say, or something.
Right.
I said, no. What I found personally is that the mental, as an entrepreneur, I've been doing a lot of things that takes mental, media, TV, computers, faith, all of that to keep going takes concentration. So it's helped me concentrate. It's helped self-control. Now my point I was going to get to is, you see all the anger in society with people. Now I'm convinced, and I'll be honest with you, we talk but not a lot about it. Well, I have shared with you, being a black man, you know, I'm talking real talk now for a lot of the issues going on in the inner city and people that justifiably are angry. And I've said that, you know, we have a man of faith, peace, but you have to put that that energy that comes from, you know, the anger, all that into an activity. That's my belief versus, you know, I believe in faith, no matter what your faith is, but the physical activity, what it takes to martial arts is discipline and all that has helped me tremendously in business and my dealing with my own anger. I mean, in your life, in this world, I'm talking about all races of people have anger and issues, but as a black man, I feel that that's one of the major issues affecting the black community today is the level of anger justifiably. And I'm convinced that martial arts and training in some form of the dynamics of it, it's not about violence, it's about teaching discipline, focus, self-control, harmony, all those things I've learned. And so that's my reason for sharing this with you all. And on the way over here, I thought, you know, earlier today when I knew I was going to do this interview, I was reading something, and this is a piece here about karate. It says karate, kung fu, martial arts classes offered for kids with autism. And I said, this would be good for seafood. I know he knows it already, but there's proven now that a lot of people are using karate, martial arts to help young people or people with autism and other kinds of issues. And just a couple of points, what it says is what it's done for them. It says it's helped their children with discipline, respect, and concentration, which a lot of children with autism have those issues. It said the benefit of karate and martial arts could offer kids, it could be as an easy starting to make them listen just by staying in the stance, all of that. And I said one more thing, and then we'll go back to it. There's a lot of repetition and skill, and it teaches, but this is a good one, to follow direction, to be kind to one another, because karate teaches discipline and respect. So I thought it was important to cut this out and show you the value of that, even in autism and problems of emotional that a lot of young people have today, and not just young people, but particularly young people, what martial arts does for them. So I thought I'd cut that out for you. So what do you think about that?
Oh, absolutely. See, martial arts offers a way to focus your energy and to look inwardly at yourself when you're going through these exercises, which are not easy. You need to learn how to concentrate, to focus, you learn that discipline. But then you soon realize that when you start doing that, that positive changes starts happening. And that's something that you can see and feel, very real. It's not something that they'll tell you, okay, this will happen. No, you're going to feel it.
Yeah, I feel it.
You see your changes in your body and your mind. So it's not something mystical or anything like that. It's straight there. You can see it. You can feel it.
You can feel it. You're breathing.
Exactly. So and that's a little bit of a disconnect there in society right now. There's so much going on. So when you don't know what to think, what to believe sometimes, and martial arts offers something that very real, something that you can feel straight away. Not something that you read in a book or is philosophical and you want to believe or not, but here we have a proof, okay? You can feel it, you can see it, okay?
Go ahead.
So it's just very practical in that sense, okay?
Testify. You know, I've been 27 years. I'm the bottom line man. I've always told you the truth all the way through. And one stigma that I found that has been said that men, or particularly men of color, I mean, I'm not talking just black men, but any oppressed people, but again, once again, I'm speaking from the perspective of being a black man in America. And the connotation always used to annoy me about if you speak your mind, stand strong, speak your point of view, don't bow to, have your own dream or vision that you're an angry black man. I know many of you heard that connotation. The bottom line is this, as I told Sifu, if anybody knows that part of me, you've heard more because of your nature, and I've been able to share it. I felt comfortable. Sometimes I've called Sifu, I'm sure, and this is my spirit mind saying he's on the phone. I say he ain't never heard a black man speak the things I've shared with you on the level, the depth of it. And my point being is that yes, I'm angry about depression and setbacks and backstab, all the things of life, but I'm not an angry black man, that connotation. I'm angry about things in martial arts, and have someone to share it with you and not judge you has really helped me, and I can actually feel it in all walks of my life. We go setback, but everything, but once you have that root, you can't escape it. It's like a prayer to me now. Like if I don't do some type of Tai Chi or something related to martial arts, it calls me, and I'll be someone I notice when I'm, going into an environment that I know I'm going to be, you can't hide from everybody. Right. Or go in places where I know, I'm uncomfortable with certain nature, certain people. It's calmed me, so it's allowed me to go forward in the journey and the purpose. You know what I mean? I just wanted to, it's allowed me to, because if you count on people to do that, you'll never do, never would do what you're supposed to do in life. It's just the way it is. And another piece, I just was sharing this the other day, I shared on Instagram. It's a book I've read. I read it, this is the third time, but you go back and read. And it says, can you stand to be blessed? Now here's the point. Let me unpack this. And it says, okay, doing things of a vision in life, purpose, trying to do things that are not of the ordinary, it's gonna bring haters, people that don't want you to see you do it, just want you to be like they want you to be. So, all right, going through is one thing. You're gonna have that, getting through that. But then when you get there and you see it, and you know that it's there and you can see it, that's a whole nother level. That's what that means. Can you stand to be really blessed when you've proven your enemies wrong? It doesn't stop. So I'm looking at how that's adjusted because, you know, I'm at a point personally, you know, when things are happening positive.
Right.
I say, can you stand to be blessed? Because if you can't handle your own blessings, forget about it. It says you will go and just say, forget it. If you can't take the rejection, there it is, of being blessed, really for real, and then people see it, then you might as well forget about it. You know, it was all of it. You know what I mean? What do you think about that?
No, absolutely. Like you were saying, people are rightly so feeling angry. That's very normal, and with good reason. Minorities are feeling that way, obviously. And all of these things, oppression still exists, racism still exists, and we have to realize that. And so, yeah, we're going to feel upset about that, of course. But are you going to get stuck there? How are you going to move forward from that? How are you going to turn all that and be a positive, have a positive feeling inside, right? So how do you turn that around? You have to realize that you have to move forward, but not denying what's going on, what has happened in the past, and that you have to do something about it because it's still happening. And how do we change, not only ourselves, we've got to start with ourselves, but how do we change our communities, our family, you know, the country? So you have to work with yourself first, and that's where, you know, many things, including martial arts, comes in to help with that, to help understand yourself first.
That's the bottom line.
Okay, and then make the right changes and the positive changes, so that you can affect others as well. Okay,
That's the bottom line there. Because I was stuck. Remember, we've talked. You know, you've been around enough martial arts, and you just listened to me, and you knew. You know, a lot of people, they said, I don't look like what I've been through. Remember I said that to you before? I'm known as Mr. And I'm a peaceful, kind man. I've helped everybody that I could help in my lifetime. Never planned an evil to anyone. I'm not perfect, but I never planned to just hurt somebody. And I knew, see how this is the spiritual end of it. How it happened, it says, I knew that I needed something. I'm an athlete, I've been playing ball, lifting weights all my life, but that didn't do it. I mean, I still play basketball. There was something, that fire in me, that I knew. I said, you know, and that's what you said, the personal insight. I said, something's wrong here. I got to get this string straightened out, or else I'm not going to back to our first conversation, because, like I shared with you, this is a quick one, but this is an analogy. I said to C4 the other day, it was like, the world, this is the world, media, TV, growing up, learning, looking at violence all our lives, television, media. And there was a point, I said, this is real. I said, what can I do to pay back those that have hurt me? This is real talk, ladies and gentlemen. This is human talk. And I reached a point, and then you realize this really, the only way you can do it is be victorious, because there's nothing you could do. But my natural instinct would be to see what I've got the world showed me. Those that usually get what they want is violence. I grew up watching all of that, and I know all about all of that. It's in me. It's in everybody that's seen it. So if it's not directed right, or got parents or somebody teach you, and at this stage in life, in conclusion, what the dynamics of martial arts and listening to me, my body, listen to me, what was going on in my heart and my head, that said, listen, this is dangerous for your purpose. Because I knew what I felt. Really, how did I get this kind of fire into something positive, or it was all done? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Didn't I share that with you?
yes.
That's real talk. So I've hopefully I've been able to help somebody. I've tried my best, but here's a man in any martial arts, but I can vouch for this man, woman, no matter what age, whatever, because I'm considered the OG in the group, right? I just tease about it, because most of these are, you know, people 20 and 25 years old banging. I mean, Tai Chi. Can you explain the difference or the combination? Because I do them, love them both, and sometimes I just get one of those moods and I need to just feel the fire of striking, and it calms me. But then the other Tai Chi, it's a war. Tai Chi is martial now. I tell people don't sleep it. They can hurt you just as quick, right?
Absolutely.
Okay,
yes.
tell me about that, and I'll leave you alone.
No, it's Tai Chi is also Kung Fu, and they divide different styles. You got northern and southern styles. You have internal and external styles. Now, no Chinese martial art is completely external, and no internal is completely just internal, because you need both. And so it's just a method of training. While in Shaolin, considered an external martial art, you emphasize the body first, the muscles, the bones, tendons, how to get you stronger that way, more balanced, coordinated, and so on. With internal martial arts, it's about feeling what's happening inside. Okay, what's happening inside with the breathing, with your organs, and how you move with intention, but very relaxed. Okay, so you don't depend on muscle strength, but depend on just having the right energy flow through your movements. And so, but at the end of the day, the external martial arts become more internal, and the internal martial arts also start training the external as well, so that you create that balance of inside and outside, the yin and yang. Okay, so it's just the methods of training. And when someone is a little bit older, it might be better to start more with the internal first, and then from there, it takes a little bit longer to get to your goal, but you do it correctly, and you'll get there. So with the external martial arts, you push too hard your body, you might create injuries and so on. Might not be the best way to go about it. So that's the difference there, and that's why we teach both. So the external and the internal, one cannot be without the other. Okay, so there's a balance in everything that we need to do. That's the symbol of the yin and yang. Is that not two opposite things can be without the other? So you need both. So everything that we see here in nature, in the universe, it has two seemingly opposite sides of it, but it's not. I mean, you cannot have a coin without a front and the back. It's not a coin. Okay. You cannot have day. You wouldn't know what day means if you don't have night, and so on. So that's how you approach the martial arts as well. Okay, we're training martial arts.
Okay, well, I know we got to get to class, but I want to close this final statement here, and I'm not to tell people always, I am not preaching to nobody. I'm only talking to you. People love that, so I'm talking what I know. Stress, I've lived it. Depression, anger, unbridled anger, rejection, all the things that we live and experience as human beings will take your life, bottom line. And I see it. It's because I'm a concerned man. I've always been concerned about humanity, and I know what I see from the churches. I grew up in inner city, no matter what race, I know what I know. And one of the things I've said that has helped me, in conclusion, I don't tell people all my business, but you know about you see pharmacy and pills, and a pill for this and a pill for that, I made up my mind all a while ago, because I know my history, and it's the stress of, I was at a doctor's, going on about 10 years ago, in the doctor's office, there was a sign on the door that says, this is deep, but here it is, bottom line. It said that black people, African Americans, had the highest incidences of high blood pressure. I said, doctor coming back in, and I'm reading, and I'm in there doing my thing. I said, So anyway, long story short, I said to the doctor, I said, doctor, is it really true that people don't know that why black people or people of color have the highest incidence of high blood pressure? Well, studied history, what the experience of, so my daddy told me I was not a slave, and I'm not a slave, but the whole dynamics of slavery, and that's our black people's lives are not about just no slavery. Don't get it twisted. But the dynamic of the DNA and all the distress is passed on in the bloodline of the offspring. The conclusion I made my mind up, I tell my family, I tell everybody, you're on earth, you do need sometimes, some of you do need medicines, and because you drink the water, you eat the food, blah, 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 in the world. However, I have made my mind up a while ago, I said, I am not going to allow, I'm going to get in control of what causes my anger, all the things that cause high blood pressure, stress, the things of the world, rejection, just all of them. I said, man, I'm going to get to the root of it, because I don't like pills, I do not like medicines, and the root of it is stress. Mankind doesn't have control, the unknown, the rejections, the heartaches, the backstab, all that's real. And I tell people, look, we're human beings, we're not machines. In conclusion, call up somebody and ask them how to help you with stress, the problems you're having, and I'm sure that you can get some information here from Seafood. Can you give me the number, the address, and if you'd like to give your phone number at the temple here?
Sure. The address here is 441 White Street, Springfield, Mass. And phone number is 413-821-4444.
This is real medicine. Let me tell you, you know, like I say, you dad, but this is medicine to me. And I guarantee you, if you would just try it, the basics, you'll be blessed. You'll be back here to tell me that Sam Bass told me something that helped me. That's the bottom line. All right, thanks for watching. So we're gonna get ready to get some of this food now from Seafood, who knows me well. So I told Seafood last people, I know some people have asked you, because I've been around, it ain't about me, but they said, you know that guy? Because a lot of people, I don't talk like that, you know, like to know the deeper side, the side that's been through the fire, you know, the man and how to get through. Now I'm gonna share that I can share it with you. Some things how to get through, but it's not for everybody, because if you got to go through to get through, you're not going anywhere in life, you got to go through something, fire, to get through. You got to go through to get through. And I've gotten through. And there's the best is yet to come, y'all. Thanks again, my friend. I call him my teacher. I don't do that too much. See, you know, but he's my teacher. And a good man, he's taught me values, not only the skill, but the value of that piece about when he told me, when I shared about, I thought that if I had a confrontation, this is real talk, this is my words, if I had a confrontation with a man bothering me, somebody bothering me, that my objective as a martial artist would be to neutralize the threat. Don't try to destroy the life of another individual. That's real talk.
Right. Maybe you can get the opportunity to teach them something at that point.
Now you told me that. That's what opened me up. He says, maybe something, you know, maybe you don't know what happened with the person. Yes, they attacked you, but if you take their life, real talk, you're trying to do it, if you know the right spirit, you can do that to somebody, then maybe they wouldn't have a chance to do something more in society later on when they got straightened out, or whatever their problem was. That was the most valuable lesson you taught me, one of them. Because my nature, woo, I laugh at my own self. Sometimes I sit down, I said, man, thank God. Guess that's the real truth, man. The people just don't know you, you know, you don't look like what you've been through. But I know what's in here. And self-control is the most important thing you can have in your life. It's self-control. of you, your mind. It says, if you see it before you see it, you recognize it when it appears. And so people, what does that mean? That's powerful. Everything starts in the mind. So if you see, here's what I've shared this on Instagram, just this little bit, and I'll unpack it again. I should give an example. I saw myself one day, I said, I am not going to be this angry. These things, no matter what people do, justifiable, yes, they're terrible, but I am not going to have that kind of anger in me so that I can't be. I'm a man of love and peace, really. That's who I really am. So I said, I see it. In other words, it was in my mind, but certain things people do don't bother me like they used to. That's what that means. If you see it, before you see it, you recognize it when it appears. Peace beyond understanding.
That's right.
Thank you. That's heavy, huh?
It is.
Yeah. Not just in
Truth.
Yeah, see, if you see it, it's your business, your dream, your vision, whatever you need. I knew that I needed to get in control of how I felt about men, assisting people. That's real talk, that do things to other people unjustifiably. I can't stand it. And I had an idea of, how I wanted to deal with that. But that's, the key to that is that it was hindering me. So no matter what you say, you hate something, whatever, the hate always destroys the hater. It's a living testimony. All right? Thanks for watching. That's the bottom line.
Thank you.
Oh boy, we wasn't preaching to him, we just talking right see. Okay, I'm sorry it took so long.
No problem.
But that needed to be said and done.
Yes.
That was great,
No,
man.
very, very true, very real.
Yeah, it's this move. Make sure I got it. Where, he steps, he does like this, he's got the guy in front of him, but then the move he makes is, where he's like almost gonna explode his heart. Those are little things I didn't, I am watching videos and stuff, so I'd share them with you. You've seen that before.
Yes.
Yeah,
Actually, you were just kind of doing that earlier when we were doing the touch and move.
Oh, cool. See?
That is that. Okay?
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's not only a move to redirect something, but it could be if you apply the right energy.
Yeah.
So then it's a strike.
Okay.
And so that is there, yes. And so then you got the yin and yang because you also struck the hand here and you did this at the same time. When you do this, you have yin and yang. So you have two opposite forces going all at once. It's a very dangerous thing, yes.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I just to share that with you.
So then it's not just the arm, but the entire body moving synchronized.
Yeah.
Okay?
To stop somebody's breath.
Yes.
You can break their heart.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
I just want to let you know as a teacher that your student is secretly learning little things that I thank you.
Excellent.
Our friends at Bay State Beauty Supply, located on 19 St. James Avenue, they believe and we believe that beauty, black beauty, is every day. Bay State Beauty Supply, located in Springfield, Massachusetts. Black beauty is every day. My friends at Quick Picks Fuel Stop on Boston Road salute the Bottom Line, Urban Bottom Line television show. Every day is Black History Day. Backs of my friends, my Indian brothers. Quick Picks Fuel Stop and convenience store on Boston Road. Serving.
And so it could be that you're punching, go, you're punching at me. And this is a very defensive movement, right? Very easy. It could be that you're punching, you're touching here. This is a full action, see? When I come back, it's a strike. It's a strike. So all of these, right? It could be that you're punching to my head or something like that, right? See? When I lifted the foot, see where it's going. Not only the groin, but it's bumping into feel as well. So all of it is motion. So Tai Chi, yes, very good for relaxation, but still very good for self-defense too, if you practice to be that. It could be just purely just for health, as an exercise. But if you want to get to that point where now you're learning the martial application of it, I think you can go much, much further into the understanding on how these moves can actually affect your health as well. So the best way is to understand the whole thing, understand how it's martial as well. Okay, so then you get the right feeling of these movements. So this can be just, okay, easy, you know, an exercise. But if you understand that if you're here and I'm doing this, and where I'm going to put the right energy so that that happens to you, then, okay, now when I'm doing a solo, I still have the right energy. With the chin up?
Yeah, and
So we get this one, and this one with this.
right, and then
Right, so now you're going to skate and go around this way, and then you come this way, and you're going to trap my hand here with the other hand, and then continue moving your elbow up. So your elbow is going to come on this way to get me into a lock. Okay? Yes. So let's do it. So from here, I'm going to do this first, and then I do this, and I just skate from there, and moving your elbow up and around, and now continue. Whoa. Yes, good.
okay, that's the one.
Yeah. So if you are pushing, go. You start pushing. I try to get you into a lock, arm bar this way. Okay, and that you start pulling back. So I feel that. Okay, I go with you and try to lock you into a chunna this way. Okay. But then you skate from there by moving the elbow up and go this way. Yes. Okay. Again, one more time. Go push. And I go lock you into an arm bar and go. So we're going to get to this point here where you feel, oh, you're trapped. Well, not really. You're going to go around it. Yes. Okay? So if you're trying to get me into this lock, okay? Yeah. This way, right? Right there, good lock. Yes, like that. So, oh, that's very dangerous, okay? Yeah, you can do a lot of damage with this. So, if I just resist or try to pull away, that's not going to happen, okay? But if I give up a little bit and I move around it, then I can easily just go around your defense and go here. Now lift, okay? So now here.
Oh, wow. Janet, you see it.
All right. So let's go from the beginning. So here, a lock, arm bar, then the wrist lock here, and go. You go around. Yes, this way. Good. See, now you lock me there. Okay? So there's a point of no return after a while, yeah? So I'm completely locked there. So, but if I feel that you're about to do that, right? So you go around. Okay? I can probably skate. Okay? Pushing hands is not just be able to feel, but so maybe someone is trying to punch that way, right? So how did you feel that I'm about to do that, and immediately you can defend with that overhand maybe. So block it, yes. Okay? Now you will see some of the people doing like Wing Chun sticky hands, and how they punch from there. So this is very similar to that. So you should be able to feel that I'm present and letting go here. So now you're not going to be in the line of attack. Okay, you might be able to move back, be able to move to the side, at the same time redirect with the other hand. And now there's connection again. So I might go here, right, and then strike, so you can feel that. Okay, because there's connection. You feel what I'm about to do. If I'm pulling away, or I'm pushing into you, you should feel all that. Okay? If I'm trying to go around, you should be able to feel that, so you adjust your position. Okay? So that connection and pushing is to determine that. Okay? My energy. Where I'm going. If I'm pulling away, I'm going in. I'm coming around. Okay? You should be able to feel all that. Okay? So becoming sensitive. If you only tense and stretch and you want to use muscle, you won't be able to feel what I'm doing. So you have to remain relaxed. Okay? So maybe a change here. Okay? So now, all right. So Maybe you are very strong and you resist here. So I will go with you and try that one. Okay? So now, if you don't do anything real quick, now you're locked into a point where you cannot return anywhere. Now you're going to be locked. So, but you know the escape of that one, right? So the escape will be, then you go around, how? Yep, and there. Okay?
Wow. That's
Right.
nice.
So if you feel it, like you were saying, if I can see it before, right? Okay? You recognize it.
Yeah.
Now you know what to do.
Excellent. Excellent, man.
All right.
Excellent. Excellent. My God.
There you go.
No, because
No, but in the old days, well, there was not a system of laws like we have now. There was no police in many countries, and so there were vandals everywhere, and so martial artists had to use their skills really often. Okay, so like it or not, and many of them felt the need of protecting others because they had certain skills that they can use to protect, and so they had the chance to.
see, I watch people, but I don't get around nobody that I don't know. I said, man, when I first saw, like, if you didn't know me, we'd know each other that well, but I saw that. I knew right then, because you know, you got, when that thing come around, I seen him do that thing with his eyes. I said, Lord, help somebody. But,
I mean, we're not violent. Even if we have to use violence as a tool, doesn't mean you're violent. Not inside.
see, that's powerful.
Yeah.
That's what I had to get. Because I work, I wrestled with that, but I'm not a violent person.
Right.
I'm a man of peace. I do not like violence. But I knew that because of life and I had this violent spirit in me that I didn't like.
Some warriors in the old days, especially from Shaolin Temple, they struggle with this. They struggle at the beginning. How is it that we're learning to defend ourselves, to help during war? We're using violence. Yes, a kick or a punch is violent.
Right.
If I take my sword and I cut someone, that's violence. But so they try to stay away from it. But sometimes it was needed. Okay, the situation required them to be able to use that. So the elder masters said, no, don't struggle with that. Okay, you can use this as a tool. Okay, you can use that punch, that kick, that sword. But inside of you, if you remain peaceful and understanding what you're doing for a reason, right? Not you don't have that rage, you don't have the hate. It's not violence per se. You're using violence as a tool doesn't mean you are violent. Okay, so you remain calm and focused inside, control of your emotions, and you're doing your duty. And maybe you have the opportunity not to kill that person, even though you use a little violence. But maybe at that point you can teach a little something. Maybe you break an arm or a leg in a nice way.
Right.
So while you're healing, think about that was wrong, right?
Right.
So maybe you get the opportunity as a monk to teach something. But if you took away the life, then like we talked before, then the chance was lost.
Each day is a chance for you. Don't be afraid to look inside of you. Each day is a chance for you. Don't be afraid to look inside of you. Peace on the inside is what should really matter. Take life one day at a time. I'm sure you'll find more peace of mind. Don't worry about tomorrow, the past or present sorrows. Focus on the good things that'll